Okay, it's like Solomon, are you with us? Wait, can anybody hear me? Like these ones are not active. Okay, Deborah, how are you? Talk to us. Let's hear you. How are you catching up with your learning?
So it's going well. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. How about you, Chinaza?
Sir, please, I don't have they released another have they given another assessment?
Yes, I think. Do you check your data account? There's a project for you guys. Don't know if you've seen it.
Okay, let me check now.
Chinaza, you're surprised. There's a project for you guys. But it's a project on DataCamp. It's not out of DataCamp. So you use Data Lab and the resources over there to work it out. All right. So I guess you all know that you'll be moving on with Python. So we're going to be starting Python, and we got some complaints that some of us are still struggling with SQL. So I discussed with the TAs. We're going to be making provisions for that. We'll be having subsequently we're having classes that would we're going to sort out for those that are still struggling. So one or two or three classes like that on the side. But then your Python lessons would continue because you are working with time. It's a 6 month program, and by that 6 months, it should be done with Excel, SQL, Python for data analysis. You get. So if you are still at the back, you need to work extra hard to catch up because because Python will continue. Python will definitely continue. So first things first, I want to introduce. I don't know. Let me know. Have you been introduced to your TAs for Python? Did you meet them last week? Just let me know. Anybody?
Yes, I think someone was on the call last week. A fight,
Okay.
one of the Python TA.
Okay. Have you guys started anything so far?
No, no. He wanted there was an issue with his network when he tried to start. So we were expecting him to start this.
Okay, that's good. It's not on the call now, and I guess you guys are still stuck with me for now.
Can I raise you mentioned something about assignment, new assignment. There is no new project. I just went through my data account. There is nothing new.
There's nothing new there. How
No,
about a project due for submission today?
no, nothing.
Analyzing motorcycle sales. You can't see anything like that.
It's part of the associate data analyst for SQL.
Okay, okay. Part of the certification, are we?
No, it's part of the course, the associate data
The
analyst
course itself.
for
Okay,
SQL.
okay, okay. So if you've taken the course, then it will mark as done for you, right?
Okay. It's still pending on my end. I've not done it. No.
Okay. As you take your lessons, as you do the exercises, you should be able to do that. But that's on the way. That's on the side. Um. So just give me a minute. I want to check something. All right. So now in Python we have We have the introductory ones, just like SQL. We have introductory, we have intermediate, we have advanced, the advanced one. What you'll be doing for this track is majorly the introductory part close to the intermediate, because majority of your certification tests, like in your certification test, if you see most of the questions they are SQL. That's why we started saying take your certification test, you can start taking them, because the majority of them be built upon your SQL knowledge. You get. So yeah, that's just that. I don't know whether I should continue with you guys on SQL. How many are we on the call? I guess we take a vote. I don't know whether I should continue with you guys, or I should take questions on SQL if there are any questions, or we should start introducing just before the TAs for Python take over, because of course they are not here. So which should we do? Should we take questions? Should we
Let's
continue with SQL,
let's take a
or
poll
should we start Python?
so that it will be
Yeah,
reflective
yeah,
of.
definitely, definitely. Going to take a vote. Going to take a vote. So I'll need everyone. How many are we? Two, four, six, 8, 9. Okay. So if you can hear me and you want us to do a review, like question taking, answering questions, and taking questions, just give me a thumbs up. If you want the questions, thumbs up. You have 5 seconds for that one. Okay. Okay. All right. So if you want us to go back on our lessons, just review, not take questions this time around. I'll just take you guys on SQL, but no questions. Raise your hand or give a thumbs up. Jamiu, Chinaza, Foba, Ashimi. Okay. Now, if you want us to continue or start with Python, just introduction, raise your hand. Hold, are you for the previous one or this one?
The previous one.
Okay. So I guess most of us we just don't want questions, but we want me to just. All right. All right, that's fine. So I have something for you guys. I'm going to share my screen in a bit. Okay. So just give me a minute. Let me share my screen. Please hang in there. I'm trying to switch device. I was connected on my phone before. Um. Okay. Yeah, so if you can please. All right, so you can see my screen. Okay. Um. Yeah. So this is DataCamp certifications. I want to give you guys a tip. Where is that part? Since I've already ended this. I know I've ended it. Oh my god. So this is what I was telling you about the certification. They have different levels. So we have the beginner, the intermediate. This one we are doing now, this data and associates. This is the beginner level. So there is one where you become a full-fledged data analyst. That time you are no longer associate, you are now a data analyst. That's why you do after you do this beginner one, the um you do the this intermediate one. So if I'm to switch to data analyst, now I can do this. Now this is data analyst certification. This is the difference. I have the one for the associate. That's the one you guys are trying to get now. Now this one itself, this one is for the advanced one. This intermediate. See what it says here. Test advanced techniques, preparing you, blah blah blah. And these are the topics covered. So okay. Now this is what I was telling you. So the technology for the data analyst associate, this one is mainly SQL, majorly. So you have one time the exam. Those that have attempted will bear witness. You have one time the exam, you have one practical exam, and it's majorly SQL. That's it. Now this next one, this one is the more advanced one. So you have two timed exams. You have one practical exam. You record yourself, present your findings, and it's based off of SQL, R, or Python. So you have option to select this if you want R or Python. So what else? What else? Okay, I can register for this one, but I'm not ready to take this yet. Because once you register, give you a time limit to take it. Okay, one thing else I will show you is let's go to data lab. We work on some projects. Okay, sorry, I had to go do something. Please, can you see my data lab screen? Or you're still seeing the other one?
No, sir. We are still saying the other one, the certification page.
Okay, I have to share full screen. How about now? Can you see my full screen?
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so just for the purpose, let me check if my mic is okay. All right then. So today we are going to be working on a project together. What you can remind me the topic for that project that you see bike whatever. Can you remind me the one I was talking about just now? Yeah, Deborah, can you remind me the one you just posted on the comment section? Can anybody hear me? All right. Okay, someone should remind me the project we were doing. You let me check. I think she dropped it before now.
Analyzing motorcycle parts, sales of motorcycle parts, something like that.
Okay, good. So let's check for that. Analyzing motorcycle. Where is this saying not found? Okay, okay. Okay, I think we'll get it in. Analyzing motorcycle. Let me search for this. Is this it? Is it right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do it together because since some of us have not done it. So basically, what the project is about is you have a data set about motorcycle parts sales, and your job as a data analyst is to analyze it. There are some questions. Let's give this time to load. There's some questions there So what you do, as I've always told you guys, once you are faced with a task like this, you don't just go start. You need to read the project description. So, working on behalf of a company that sells motorcycle parts, you dig into their data to help them understand their revenue streams. Emphasis on revenue streams. So they have different streams of revenue. You need to help them understand their revenue streams. Okay. So you build a query to find out how much net revenue they are generating across their product lines, segregating by date and warehouse. So that's just it. So let's start. So starting the project will take us to data lab. So we're doing this together. I don't need this. So this is intro for the data itself. So as we can see, we say find out how much wholesale net revenue each product line generated per month. This is the first task to do. So this is what they're asking. Find out how much wholesale net revenue each product line. See how they highlighted it. So these are columns in the data which we are going to see investigate. So how much they generated per month per warehouse in the data set. The query should be saved as this. So this is a int. So whatever query you're writing, this should be what it should be saved as using the SQL provided containing the following. So once you're selecting this displays that blah blah blah. So they want it as this. So all of this will start to make sense. I just want us to read through. Okay, the results should be sorted by product line. Okay. Please also ensure that you do not change the name of the data frame. All right. So coming to the file itself and the environment, the same thing we read in the description before coming in is what they are repeating here. So they are telling us that the company sells motorcycle parts, and what we are to do is help them to analyze their sales data. So we're working with sales data. Now they have 3 warehouses operating in the area, selling both retail and wholesale. They offer a variety of parts and accept credit cards, cash, and bank transfer as payment methods. However, each payment type incurs a different fee. Okay. The board of directors wants to gain a better understanding of wholesale revenue by product line. So emphasis on this. Wholesale revenue by product line and how this varies month to month and across warehouses. You have been tasked with calculating the net revenue. Let's not bother about the details. Let's look at the structure of the data. So these are the columns we have. All these things we are doing is very important because we are understanding the data itself. We have the order number, which is voucher. If you don't know what voucher is, voucher means character varying. Voucher means character varying. That is a unique order number. So character varying or varying character means that you can have text, you can have numbers inside it. Let me give you an instance. If I have a serial number that is like BA1234, BA1234, it could be considered as a voucher, as a varying character. That means different characters inside it. It varies. It might not be text, it might be numbers, it might be signs, symbols, and all of that. So this is a data type, voucher. So the date is obviously in the date column and it's ordered from June to August 2021. The warehouse is this, and so this is this. So we can start coding here. Now, first things first, we want to see it how the data is. So we can say select this time around. Let's select all from
Let's select all from. Remember that the data, the name of the data in the database is, what's the name of the data again? Okay. Okay. Sales. So if you don't want to stress yourself going here to press play or this run, so just press Control Enter. That's the shortcut. So look at our table. We have index, the order number, which it says is in virtual. This is the date, warehouse, client type, product line, quantity, what else? Unit price, total, payment fee. Now, based off what they asked us, they said the query output should look like this. So basically, we are selecting this, we're selecting this, we're selecting this, and we're selecting this. Now, let's read the question again. Find out how much wholesale net revenue each product line, that's why I see this product line is here, each product line generates per month in the warehouse, per month per warehouse in the data set. They've given us some hints. That's the good thing about it. So now let's go, guys. Let me show you something. So we are selecting, what's the first thing we're selecting? The order number. Are we selecting order number? Somebody answer yes or no. Hey, they've left me. Oh, try.
No.
No, sir.
No.
So no.
Good. Please stay with me. Stay with me. We are doing this together. I don't want to just rush an answer because I know it. I want you to know it. So we are doing this together. So this is the hint. This is how our query output should look like. So there's no order number. The first thing is the product line. So we want to see the product line. So select product line. We're also selecting the month, but then the month, see what it says there. The month should be displayed as June, July, and August. Now, guys, if you look at our data, it's not as if the month was not there in the data. It's there, but look at the format. It's in this UTC format. That's Universal Time. I don't know what this stands for. It's our UTC format. So we want it as just June, July. In our last 3 breakout sessions, I gave you a function that you can use to extract the date or the month or the year from a particular date column. Who can remind me? I'll really be happy if you guys remember. Please remember.
We use extract months from dates.
Yeah, I need somebody dropped something in the comment section here.
It's the same thing. 4 bars.
Okay. Okay, extract. Good. Now let me just test your knowledge. If I don't want to use extract, what could I use? What else could I use?
Can use date parts.
Wow, Sherry. That's good. So you can use extract. I've always told you there are many routes to the market. So you can use date part. You can use extract. But if you're using extract, you're going to use a case statement because, okay, let me show you guys some. Let's get down to business. So we selected product line. Now, because we want everything, if you see the data set itself, we only have dates from June to August, right? Just June, July, August of 2021. And we want to extract it. So we can, since I have 3 criteria is plural. Since I have 3 criteria, I don't need to do it just once. Since I want to do it for June, I want to tell SQL engine or the database machine that once you see June, or once you see this particular month, return June. Once you see this, return July. Once you see this, return August, just as indicated here in quotes. Now, only a case statement can do that for us. That's case statement works when you want to return particular values or outputs based off of a condition. So you see stuff like case, when, and then. So let's do it so that you see the. Just stay with me because we are doing this together. This is a case statement. So I can say case. I can say case when. So case when, then I can call this guy. I can say extract. So this is that extract you're seeing. So what are we extracting? We are extracting, then you open a whatever column and indicate that we're extracting the month. We're going to do it in two ways. We use the date part and we use the extract, but let's continue. Extract month. In that same extract function, you say from. So we're extracting month from. What is the table name for this? You see that it is date. So you come here, you write DATE. So we are extracting the month from the date. And you can go ahead and say equals when the month or the date. That's when the extract month from this date, when it is June. Is it 6 or 5? January, February, March, April, May, June. 6, I mean. So what this will do is once it finds out in the month, let me show you guys something. In this month area, this is year, this is month, and this is day, then this is time. Yeah. So once it finds out 6 in the month area, it's going to return. That's when I'll not see. Then what do I want it to return? I want it to return June. Now in this SQL, since it's Postgres, it's not really code sensitive, so you can use a double quote or a single quote. But me, I actually prefer to use a single quote. Okay, so that's the first case statement. Case when extract. So extracting month from the date. When it has extracted it and it finds out that in the month area there is 6, return June. We'll do this again. So just like repeating without the case statement this time, because you can't have two cases coming after the other. So the next one will be, what is the second case statement? When you see, repeat the same thing, extract. Normally I would have just copied it, but don't be scared to write codes. Always write codes. That's how you will like it. Even though you have to repeat some things. So from date equal to this time around 7. Then so if it's 7 is July, 7th month of July. So we go again. I don't want to copy, I want to write the code. Because the more I practice, the more I get better. So we are extracting. What are we extracting? We're extracting the month. This month is in quotes because you can't just the month per se, like month is not a function. So if I delete this, it's not going to work this way because I'm referring this as a function, and month here is not like a function. I want it to extract the month inside a particular date type. From dates, sorry, okay, then equal to 8. Then what should we return? Return August. August is the 8th month. So that is that. Then remember, always close your case statement. If I've already kissed this thing now, I must end it. And ending it shows that, okay, after I've found this criteria for you, what should the column name be? That's what end is. So I want this to be as month, because if you see what they said there, they said month. So it would be erroneous for me to just write product line if you selected. Then I'm not ending this as probably um, months, for instance. It's not what they asked. They said our output should look like this: product line, month, warehouse, net revenue. So definitely the name we're using is month together. So that's the second one done and dusted. They asked us to also select the warehouse. If you look at the warehouse, it's okay. I think there's nothing. It's not a data cleaning exercise. So I don't think we're doing anything. Everything is in the same format. So make sure you put a comma here, because this is just a part of the select statement. So the next statement, to make your codes cleaner, I could have written, or I could just write warehouse here, but it's not sweet. Your code needs to be looking very sweet. So if you notice, my case statement takes this area. I used a tab after using a case statement for the when, and the end is aligning. See, it aligns with the case, beginning of the case. So if I'm to go again, I can't go to, if I want to write warehouse, and I want to select warehouse, for instance. It would be wrong for me to do this, because I want my chief statement. I call this guy chief statement. Select from. You always take the first one. So to write warehouse, I can use a tab, just give some space and write it like this. There's no rule for this. It's not, it's just my own way of doing things. You can write the warehouse closely, doesn't matter. So anything that works for you. So I've selected warehouse. Is that okay? So what else are we selecting? I can bring this in a new one. See what they said here. It said
Net
net
revenue.
revenue. Good. Net revenue. And if you check the table, there's nothing like net revenue. Meaning that whatever they want you to do here, they want you to save the name as net revenue. So what are they asking us to do? We said net revenue should be the sum of the total number, the total, sorry, minus the sum of the payment fee. I love these guys. Very good question. So we do some calculative whatever. Here. So remember, net revenue is sum minus the payment fee. If you're running a business and you want to see how much in total you need, the amount in total you need is the total amount you need minus the payment you need to staff, maybe salaries, um, expenses. So that's what you're subtracting the payment fee. Because if you look at it today, you have quantity bought, quantity sold, and the unit price. You have the total. You also have the payment fee. Now, from what I can see here, I think the total is the quantity times the unit price. Somebody please just multiply 9 times 19.29 for me. Just anything. 9 times 19.29.
173.61.
173.6. So I guess that. So the total is a product of the net revenue and the total. Sorry, the unit price and the quantity. Sorry. So for this, they also said something here. They said followed by, okay, net revenue, the sum of total minus. So if I'm to ask, how do you think you can do it? This is just basic maths. It's just like you're doing this Excel wise. It's even something you can do in Excel. So see what they ask for. Times capital letters. So that goes to sum the total. Sum the total minus the net revenue. So you just say sum, then write total as usual minus net revenue. So how do you think you can do it? Let me ask. How do you think minus the payment fees? Well, How do you think we can do this?
So I'm not sure, but we can do sum total minus sum payment fee as net revenue.
Just like this?
I think to get the net revenue, you should.
No, like
No.
you close sum total, you close the brackets
Mm-hmm.
minus
Mm-hmm.
sum
Minus. Okay. Mm-hmm.
open bracket yes payment fee.
Like this.
Yes, then
Does everyone
as
agree?
net
As
revenue. Net revenue.
yeah. Who has objections to this? Do we all agree? Because also read this for reference. Do we all agree? Sum of total minus sum of payment. Are we good with this? We can fly, are we? Now, what I want to ask you, was that Deborah? That sounds like a voice. That was Deborah, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so do you think or don't you think the query language would once you find because it works like a sequence wise. So if it gets to warehouse and select warehouse for you, and it gets to this sum total, don't you think it's going to have issue seeing these guys here? Let me highlight it as one unit because we're trying to say these things are one. Don't you think
Yeah.
it might say sum total? Then when it gets to this minus, it will hang and be like, I'm expecting a comma here. Why is there a minus? So how else do you think we can make these guys blend into one unit? Because one thing using this as now, want everything here to be one unit. You
They should
want
be
the
in
SQL.
the parent. The whole thing should be in the parent.
Okay.
They should be enclosed in a parenthesis.
Okay. Who was that? Who's that? Is that remind me, what's your name?
Jamiu.
Yeah, Jamiu. So is this what you mean by parentheses?
No. Use the normal brackets.
This sorry.
Yes.
Then I should close this again.
Yeah.
All right, as net revenue. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes.
So good.
Sir, please, I don't
You
know,
should
I
just.
have another idea.
I
Okay.
think
Please bring the ideas. Let them keep
How
coming.
about we give a gap, like a space between the minus?
no.
Like this. So
Like
actually,
initially before the brackets. You know, you were saying something of like SQL interpreting it as sim. So I was like, what if
okay.
we keep a minus? Will it still have an effect?
Just like this, right?
Um, like the previous one we did, but this time around there will be a gap.
The gap. Okay. Okay, someone was trying to say something. Somebody else. You can go ahead.
We are doing the sum, so I feel like putting a bracket before sum is is truncating the ability of SQL to know that we want to do sum for both total and this thing and payment fee. So the minus sign, so we can do sum open brackets total minus payment fee as net revenue. We close the bracket, sorry, as net revenue.
Okay. You're
But
saying no
then
need for the two sums.
yes, there's no need for the two sums because
Something
it's
like
the
this.
same bracket. Yeah, it's covering the sum there is covering everything inside the bracket. So there's no need for separating it.
Okay. Now all of you have tried. I love that you are contributing and everyone has an idea. Get
But then I'm
good.
also thinking, since we are doing net revenue, I know that they said the net revenue is the sum of total minus the sum of payment fee. But then we have both payment and we have total, we have payment fee. So I was thinking that I'm not supposed to do like a percentage kind of stuff since we're calculating net revenue. I don't know. I was just thinking.
Okay. So guys, you know what? No, I will tell you why your answers are correct, why they are also wrong. Now, if you are doing SQL and you want to use something like sum, for instance, sum. If you start with a bracket, like you enclose sum in a bracket like this, SQL would not see a bracket. For you to open a bracket, it must be introduced with a function. I don't know if I'm making sense. You look at this extract open bracket. If I was using maybe maths or main, it always comes with open bracket. I'm only allowed to use a bracket here if I'm using something like this function. Oh God, something like this function, round. You see it? So it picks up this function, round, and SQL will round everything in the bracket. So as we are thinking like humans, we need to think of how this machine or the language, because you are speaking a language here, how the language will interpret what we've written. So that's why we cannot, but we're going to try everything. So you see why it works and why it does not work. But first things first, I'm going to leave this like this, leave this with a bracket, and we'll still come to that. Don't worry. I'm going to close this and put another sum here. Just let's continue. You see why when we run it, you see why it works and why it does not work. I'll close this here. But let's continue. Would come to that. Let's continue. So based on the next thing, there's no other thing to do here than just we've done with net revenue. So they said the results should be stored or sorted by product line. So before we sort or do anything, prompt statement comes in and I have to remove this comma. So you should know all of this. You need to know all of this. You need to know all of this. So from sales, and now there is a thin line here that I don't want us to miss. See what they said? I just saw it now. Find out how much wholesale net revenue. But in the client type, what can we see here? You can see retail, right? You can see wholesale. We can see, okay, I think it's retail and wholesale. So before I call the group by and the other function, it is important to use a where, because once you use group by, you cannot wear it again. You cannot, that where is like a filter. Imagine after grouping something, you now start filtering it. It shows like you don't even know what you're doing. Are you confused? So you have to filter, then you group. If you call a group by function like this, let me just say group by, let's use client type, just for instance. I can't come here and say where this is wrong. You can't filter after calling a group by function. If you've done that, you've done a group by, you want to also filter because there are cases where it will happen. Use this statement having maybe warehouse is equal to not, for instance. So this works. This is really good. You can do it like this. This is good. So take note. Having comes after group by if you want to filter, but it is advisable to use your where statement before you do any listen. So they said find out how much wholesale. So we know that wholesale is under client type. So I'll say where client type is equal to. You have to quote it. Quoting it is okay, find it exactly as it is. So I'll say wholesale. Where client type is wholesale. Yeah. Now I can group by. I can come back here and say group by. So they said this result should be sorted by blah blah blah. That's where the order control. I can group by the everything I selected here: product line, month, and the warehouse. So I can group by product line, and group by what else? CHQ. Can group by product line, group by the month. Okay. Can also group by warehouse. Group by warehouse. Okay. And the last one will be, since they said it should be sorted by blah 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 in descending order. That's where the order by comes. So you order it by whatever you see: product line, month, net revenue. So you write products month, revenue. Net revenue. So product line, month, net revenue, and they said descending order. So if you don't do it by default, DataCamp, sorry, not even Data Lab or this time around. By default, SQL, whether MySQL, PostgreSQL, would do ascending for you. So you have to specify descending. So they ask us to do it in descending order from the highest to the lowest. Let's try this. Let's see. To bring up errors, then we'll find out where the error is coming from. So he said, syntax error or near as where on near as okay. This is where the error is coming from. Yeah, so that's what I was saying. We'll check. So
No, I think we use the brackets you use are more than necessary.
this one.
Yes.
Okay, let's try it again.
How about if we put an over function before the bracket that covers sum?
Guys, it worked.
Like putting an over function, window function, before the bracket that covers sum.
Before this bracket.
Yes.
That way, I will show you what that one will do. That way, if you do it, look at, if you are doing over, you'd have to open another bracket and close it. So it says over. You know, I told you something last 3 breakers. I said if you're using a window function, over goes with what? You can't just use over. You can remember.
It goes with partition by.
Exactly. But this one, there's no need for that one in this case. In this case,
If we are using over here, it should be after the sum, not before the sum.
not before. Yeah. But you know the
Yeah.
shocking thing. The shocking thing is this stuff worked. I'm surprised this worked. This guy. So we have a net revenue that is summing the total and subtracting the payment fee. Let me try something. So I'm going to try each of your ideas. Somebody said to write one sum and it like this.
Let's just try the first one first. The without the brackets. Let's see if that will work. The separate sum. Separate
the
sum
separate
total
sum.
yes, without enclosing them in the brackets.
Okay. Something like this, Abby.
No, we remove the open and end bracket. Yes, there is still a bracket to remove.
Something like this, right?
Yes.
It worked.
It's also worked. Wow.
It worked. It worked.
Oh, okay. I think I see why it's working now. There is
Let
no
me,
comma then. So
yeah, let me try something. Let me see if it will give me different results. I'm coming. So summing the payment fee, if you notice, this was 309 points. The minus was giving 0.41. Then that's if you subtract the payment fee. I think the payment fee for that one should be like 0 point some. And if you add it, it's giving a different. If you add it, it's giving a different value. So this works, and see what they ask you to. He said the output should follow this format, which is what you've done. Oh, this is not bad. If you see
let's
it, it
try
has.
the last
Mhm.
alternative. So
What's the other
So what
alternative that?
what like if we
enclosing
put a
everything
bracket,
in
like if we
everything
put a
in one
bracket
bracket.
before sum and then put a round function, rounding the outcome to two decimal places.
Okay, that will work. In that case, you do it like this round, then you do like this comma 2.
Yes, then bracket.
This is for 2 decimal places, which is already what it is. But if I want it to 0 decimal place, I just want a round figure. I can call 0 and you can see it's 3039. So just be flexible however you want it. Depends
So
on your audience.
every option works.
Yeah, every option works. So you can do it this way. You can you can do the subtraction. What this one is doing here is doing it in terms of like you are summing, you are subtracting the total, the fee from the total, and now summing everything together. The other one is going individually, summing total, summing fee, and subtracting the results. So it's just mathematics. Just know how to work with the brackets and know when to close, when to open, and all of that. You can use a round if you want. And if I want it to just one decimal place, I can just put one here and it will say 3.3039.4. Yeah, one decimal place. So I guess you guys have the solution. So for those of you that have it and you've not done it, it's in your assignment. Listen, you can do it. It's not difficult. So SQL is more about understanding than even writing codes. SQL is more about understanding. I think that's all. That's all for this. I don't know. I think that is all. There's no other question here. Yeah, that's all. So you can. I don't know. Submit. Let's submit. Let's see if we are correct. Okay. There's an error. You say expected different net value for the braking system. You need to calculate sum total minus the sum payment fee. Remembering to group by product line and put this as is. Let me try and do it without the round. It's correct. So it is it. So it depends on. Thank you guys for giving me 1,500 XP. So it depends on what they're asking you for. They didn't ask us to round, so that's why I did not mark it as error. So yeah, that's the project completed. Let me rate it 5 stars because I loved it. So guys, any question? Any questions so far? Okay.
Sir, please, I have a
Yeah.
question, but
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's not basically for this particular work in this particular data set you worked on.
Okay.
The last
Which?
class I explained to Mr. Emmanuel that I tried working on the preview of the examination we had to sit for. I went through
Okay.
the I went through the sample and
Okay.
I was not getting it. So he said I should snap it and send it to him. But it's like our schedules are a bit different. Maybe when he drops a message, I'm offline. when I send the messages offline.
Okay, so that particular I think they call it sample. I don't know what they call it. Project, but it's for the certification. We did it the last time I took the breakout session with you guys. We broke it down. We answered it. I think we didn't finish it totally, but we made some sense of progress. And let me see if
Because
I see how the workbook opened. Said because what?
because I submitted, and they do show the parts you are wrong, tax 1, 2, 3, 2, 2,
Mhm.
2. So I got 3. Remaining 3 were wrong. I really don't know why.
Okay. I'm going to show you why. Just a minute. So let me know if you can see a different tab. I'm sharing a different tab now. Can you see a different tab? Let me increase the font so you guys can see it. You can see a different tab. Can you? Okay, practical example sample. This is it, right? We did it last time. Increase the size. So this is pet supplies. And this is task 1. This is task 1. Forgotten where we stopped, but I think we started it the last time we met. So what particular number did you, which question, which task? Is it task 1, 2, or 3?
Tax 1 was not correct.
Okay, for you.
My tax 2, yes, from my end. One of the tax 1 was correct. The tax 1 is showing A and B. So I think the B was correct. The C was correct. The 1 was wrong. The first one was wrong.
Okay. So let me just talk about it briefly. So this practical example sample, pet supplies, and understanding the data, it's about pet supplies. We have the product ID of those pet supplies. We have the category of which the pet supplies belong to. Can see here it's a nominal data, and I explain what nominal is. We have nominal and ordinal. Just to be sure that you guys always follow me. Who can help me out with the difference between nominal and ordinal? Okay, let me because of time. So nominal data is a kind of categorical data. Ordinal data is a kind of categorical data. But the difference between nominal and ordinal is that ordinal follows a particular sense of order, like big, bigger, biggest, small, large, medium, small, big, fat, something like that. That is order, first, second, third. Maybe you have a data set and there's a column that says position. Position is the name of the column. And you have first in words, not like one ST, like words, FIRST. So you have first, second, third. That particular column is an ordinal data. It's categorical, but there is order. That's the difference. So we have animal, this, since it's pet supplies, okay? So see task 1. From taking a quick look at the data, you are pretty certain it isn't quite as it should be. You need to make sure all of the data is clean. So the first task is a data cleaning task. Before you start your analysis, the table below shows what the data should look like with a query to return the table that matches this description provided. So this is what they are expecting from you. They want you to return product ID where missing values are not possible. Okay. They want you to return category where missing values should be replaced with unknown. Okay. We have this, so we are replacing this animal, missing values should be replaced with unknown. Same thing for size. Price is a continuous, not continuous data is the price the product is sold at can be any positive value. So here for the price, you should replace missing values with zero because it can be unknown. It's a numerical column. So sales, missing values replaced with the overall median sales. So we are working with missing values. Basically, that's what question or task one is. This is the structure of the data. Yes, this is the select all from this. So we see some columns. I see this size. You have all small letters or capital letters. It's not consistent. And if you see in from the last time we did it, we saw some errors in the sales column. Look at price. Price that should be numerical. We're seeing unlisted. This thing is an error because it's zero. It should be zero if there's no value there or just empty. You can't have a numerical column and not have a text here. It's not possible. So they are not following. Some of them are in decimal places, 2 DP. Some of them are just whole numbers. So this is why we are cleaning the data for the pet supply company. There's some missing values here. So based off what we did, so I said this was the comment we wrote: seek for null values in the product ID column. So we wanted to find if there are null values in this product ID. Although they initially said, if you are following, they said missing values are not possible due to the database structure. So because of how their database is structured, you can't find missing values there because it is the identical, how do I put it, unique identifier. So if you select, so what this code is doing, this thing means what is set. I'll tell you what this update and set does. Pet supplies category equals to no. Let me see what is it. Okay. So I remember why we wrote this update. So in the class, we were trying to find out how we can replace null values. Some suggested the update function. Update. I now was explaining why you cannot use update. Now I said that keywords like update, delete, what else? Yeah, these two most importantly. Insert into these two, you don't use them anyhow. If you use this directly, it will alter your main database, and you actually don't want that. So always refrain from this update if you are not authorized to update your database, because you skew many things. You just instead, if you want to bring out the null values or you want to replace items, whatever, as the case may be, you can do this. You can use the coalesce and the you can use the coalesce. That's what we found out in our last paper session. So what coalesce does, is to replace something in a column with something you know. So like this, for instance, this one here. So this statement reads coalesce animal unknown as animal. So what is it doing is it's looking for any empty or null cell and replacing it with unknown. So that's what coalesce does. It's a function dedicated specifically for null values in a data set. So instead of saying you can use update if you want, but then this is a database. If you are to use update, you should make a copy of the data set first and update that copy you have made. But then this coalesce just saves you of all the stress. You are just creating a copy with the coalesce, and it would not alter the main. I'll run this so I'll show you. So this is replace missing values with unknown and handle non-numeric sales. This is what we wrote the last time. So what this is doing is we are selecting the product ID. Then this coalesce is removing every empty cell there and replacing it with unknown. The same thing with this animal, replacing unknown as animal. What this will do is, let me run this and show you guys something. So what this will do is, instead of returning the animal or the category in the normal data sets that we have, it will skip it and return this particular one that we have said it should do. So if you check, just take note, look at this size column. You have everything consistent, sentence case or a proper case. Why is that so? Because we use it here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this is it. So this init cap changes everything to if like sentence case. That's the initial letters. The initial should be capitalized. That's what init cap is. Initial capital. That's the first sentence. The first letter should be capitalized. If I remove this, for instance, and I run this, just for instance, you would see the error we had before. See what I was telling you? Some capital, some small. You get, but now what this init cap is doing with this coalesce is that it would avoid this column and like the initial one and give me the one I've edited as a new table. It doesn't edit the main table. It's not updating it. It's coalescing. So I can just write this back. Init cap, and that's initial capitalization. That's initial capitalization. Yeah. So once I run, okay, it's running. You notice that everything has been actualized. Now this did not alter the table. It did not alter the main table. It just gave me a clean copy. That's what this thing did. That's the essence of coalesce. So you can use that. So as they said, replacing the empty with unknown, that was what all of these guys we are doing here. Coalesce init cap size, unknown as size. Then I don't want to start from beginning because we've really gone through this, but I would leave this so you can take a screenshot of this. Anyone that wants to, just in case you are stuck somewhere.
Yeah, sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah, the place you have coalesce init cap size unknown. Does it mean that like if it comes to where there's an empty column in size, empty row in the size column, it should replace it with unknown?
Yes, that's what it means. This init cap, let me show you something. Remember what I was saying about bracket? Init cap size.
Is this for tax 1 or the tax 3 she was complaining about?
If you complain of task 1, task 1 is just the claim.
Okay, this is for tax 1.
Yeah, this task 1.
Okay.
Okay, so back to you. This init cap you're seeing. If I remove this, this is coalescing every empty column in size and replacing them with unknown and return them as size. If you want to maybe be, for me, if I was doing this approach, I can say size new, replace this with animal new. So you know which ones you edited and which ones you cleaned, which one is from the data itself. Let me write the init cap back. So the init cap is just, as I told you, changing. Even for this one, that is, here's it. I did the same thing here for price. So I rounded it. So if you can run this, just Control Enter. It will give me, now you can know the columns that you actually claimed before you came back into you. You see them as category new, animal new, else new, and size new. So notice that we are not editing the table, the database itself. We are only editing the result. So you can see it in any, maybe not this time, maybe in future, the difference between coalesce and update. Coalesce.
The question in respect to this.
Yeah?
In respect to not editing the database, whereby using coalesce.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't we use view? Can't we create a view or use a CTE?
That's what I'm saying. If you want to do that, you're creating a copy of the I said you can do this in two ways. If you use
Okay.
no, the thing is let me tell you something about SQL. Functions, it depends on what you want the result to be. There will be different functions that would work for it. Using Koalese is not saying this is the only thing you can use. There's so many things you can use it. You can even use updates, and you can create a copy of the database, update the copy. So many things can work here. That's why any machine that wants to mark your SQL queries, it's not marking the query itself, it's usually marking the result. So in your certification test, it doesn't really matter the codes you've written. What they are looking out for is your result. If your result does not match the result they're expecting, to show you that okay, you failed the certification test, you did not pass. So the end point is the result itself. The last one we did some minutes ago, the one we played around with, what was it about again? The one about forgotten the name. Yeah, that one we just finished now. You see that we put round and he rounded it to 0 decimal places, and DataCamp said we are wrong. Why? Because he expected the output to be in 2DP. So that's what I mean. So you can use any codes. This quality is not only will work. You can use the view function. You can even use window function to run this. You can use more advanced SQL. So depends on how you understand how you want to write your codes. The most important thing is this result. It must be what is expected. Do you get? Yeah. So you can take a screenshot of this. I don't want to really delve down into much of this.
Mr. Joy,
So please, I have a little question. I just have
I'm a
Okay.
bit confused on the category. Why we have replace and we have
I was expecting this question. So let me go up. Let me show you something. If you look at this category, do you see this? This is an hyphen. It's not empty. This is empty. This is what empty looks like. This one, there's nothing there. It is empty. This is what empty looks like. It is empty. Now, if you tell the database that replace every empty with unknown, this would not remove because this is not empty. There is something there, which is an hyphen. It looks like an hyphen. It looks like it's not looking like an underscore. This is an hyphen. If you scroll up further, I think there's one more. There's still more of them. You can see it. You see it. There are more. So what I'm saying is they are not empty, but they're filled with something hyphen or whatever. So now what this code is doing is because it's now what this code is doing is that it's saying replace. So I'm using the coalesce and the null leaf and the replace. I'll tell you what each of them they are doing. Let me break it down. So replace category is replacing all of them like this. You know what? Let me even okay. So look at something. Coalesce is coalescing the empty with unknown. Abi, we've analyzed that. That works. Now, null if is changing the null values to this. The replace is replacing everything in category that has this with this. So I'm embedding all of them into, let me arrange this code, don't worry. Let me make it more easier for you to understand. So just stay with me. Okay, just stay with me. We'll do this together. First things first, take this down. Okay, so let me explain this as I've broken it down. Just let's use the bracket to work as your indication. You get. So let me bring this. And let me explain it like this. So you see this first bracket. Coalescing is working with this. So coalesce everything. Ignore all of this. Don't reason all these ones yet. So coalesce is doing coalesce just like how this thing, you see it's coalesce, then the column name and what you want to replace the empty with. So coalescing is coalescing unknown, coalescing the empty and returning unknown and saying category. Then, but I'm embedding things into the coalesce because I have other problematic things there. So this replace, let's come inside and start from the unit and expand. This replace is replacing everything in category. That is this, that is this, and replacing them with this. This it is replacing them with empty. Let me go again. Replace is replacing category. So replace is replacing category with category that has this with this empty one. So this replace statement is changing. There's it. This guy that has hyphen. Some of them they are more than that has this hyphen whatever. Replace is replacing them. Is replacing them to empty. You see it. There's nothing here. It's replacing them to empty. That's what replace is doing. Now null if. This null if is replacing the ones that are null and also bringing them as empty. You see it? So this works together. Let me show you. This is replacing this with this. This is one. This is the nucleus of everything. This is the nucleus. This is the main, the chunk, the littlest chunk. So replace is first dealing with the ones that have hyphen and replacing them as empty. The null if is now taking everything that this replace has done that is empty and making them also empty. So null if, this is null if one. Yes, this is null if one. Null if is now, it's just like two-factor authentication. Replace is replacing hyphen to empty. Null if is now replacing all the empty ones to empty, just in case that all the null ones to empty, let me put it that way. Because there's sometimes that you'd have null, but it's not empty. So null if is replacing all the null to empty. That's why you're seeing the second empty. Now, that's where the king comes in. Coalesce is now taking everything that these guys have changed to empty because we've done two empties now. So replace has replaced the hyphen to empty. That empty that the replace did now converted everything itself to empty. Coalesce now converted all those empty and brought in unknown. So it's like we have onions. We have the center layer, we have the other layer. So what SQL will read, how SQL read codes like this, it starts from the smallest one. So your SQL engine will read this first. When it runs and works, it reads this first. It's not like a human brain that reads from left to right. Now, SQL starts from the basic. This one, it does this, changes it to empty, does every null, changes all of them to empty. So you now have multiple empties, the ones that are hyphen and the ones that are null. Coalesce, they will now do all those ones that are now empty and change them to unknown. Do you get? So it's a multi-layer something. You can break it down. If you want to do it little by little, if you want to do it little by little, let me show you how you do it. Because code writing is how you understand it. It's not how everybody should do it. I can say, okay, you can replace first. Let me cut this. Control X. So replace category with this. Control X. This it. replace category with this, and as this one is for the layman as category new. You see it? Then you can now say null if category new, null if category new.
Okay, sorry, I have a question.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, does this mean, like, for the replace function, does it mean that, like, is it telling SQL to go to the category column? Wherever it finds a hyphen, it should replace it with empty.
Mm-hmm.
Is it what the code interprets?
Yes.
Okay.
So my question now is that is doing same thing as non-leaf. I mean the non-leaf is doing same thing as what the replace function. So why are we doing the non-leaf? Why can't you just use to replace again if we need to do two-step authentication?
Okay, the reason is because sometimes sometimes in rare cases, I don't know if I just put it this way in case, just in case, sometimes you would have null as null, not like it's empty. There's a difference between null. Sometimes your data might appear, can come in. It happens when you're transferring data. If you're importing from CSV to Excel or Excel to CSV, so data transference like that can make, for instance, if you convert your Excel data to CSV, sometimes those empty cells can come out as NULL. NULL as text because it's empty. Normally by default it's empty, but the language is seeing it as NULL. So null if would um, remove all those nulls, change them to empty. Why this coalesce? I don't know if I'm making sense. Do you understand what I said?
Yeah, I think I get it now. I just got the
So
different and replace. So now, sorry, under
okay.
the average, I mean, why ranking and quality
Mm-hmm.
the sales media? I think I used count in mine because I think I did, but that's not even the issue. My issue now is I'm seeing sales as best. I can't remember learning what this decimal function was. Please can you explain?
I actually am struggling to hear you. You said something about decimal. Then what?
Yes, I'm asking what decimal function is doing there. There's noise here, sorry.
Okay. Can you type it? I would pick it up. Just take your time, type it. I would pick it up from the call message area. Because I really want to get
So please, I want to ask, the sales as decimal, I want to know why there has 10.
here. Is it here
Yes,
you're
sir.
talking? Okay,
Yes, sir.
so this is a very long code. So this is we have percent disk, we have 0. That's I'm trying to find the median with this, and I have within group order by. So this decimal is like 10, which is for decimal, and 2 decimal places. You can use round and just ignore the 10 and just use 2, but the round will come in front of here. So that's why I also use this round. There's a round here, and there's a 2 here. So I'm doing it to 2 decimal places for the sales. This sales you're seeing. So what this is doing, you can if you remove this sales decimal, it's still the same thing because everything is still being rounded up. So I'll still come down to that. Don't worry, I'll explain all of this. Just where I broke this down, I'll still break it down. But I want you to understand the person that asked about why I embedded it. If you want it as a layman, you can do it like this. So it depends on how you understand it. So I'm replacing category that has this with this as category 1. Then I'm now taking that category 1 category 1, not leave category 1 this as category 2. Coalesce that category 2, replacing it with unknown as category new. So it's just like you're doing it one by one. What's the error? Look, there should be a comma here. Control enter. So what's the issue again? Coalesce. Did I spell this coalesce well? It's correct now. Sometimes I don't know how this is even replace missing values with an unknown. Okay, replace missing values with unknown and handle. That was what I wrote. Oh, I'm supposed to put a comma because this is one, this is, we're supposed to separate. God, I don't know. It's still not working. Okay, column category 1 does not exist. Okay. Okay. So guys, you see what happened here? This is why it's actually good to know to like learn how to embed all of them in one. So you see this thing I did here, replace this, that. SQL is not seeing this, even if I use as, it's not seeing this as a column itself. It's not seeing this one, this category 1 as a column on its own. So therefore it can't even perform this operation because this category 1 is not a column. So that is why most times it's just important. It's like it's better for you to coalesce it. If I bring my coalesce statement first, then let me show you something. Control X. Control X. Control Windows V. Something like this. Category new does not exist. So it is not seeing it as a table itself because it's not seeing it as a column because it's not the table, it's not the data table itself. That's why it's just good for you to embed all of them. So that was how, let me write it the way it was. Category new. So I have values, then we have replace, we have null if. So we have here empty. So replace this null if. Okay. None be here. So null if category replace this okay, there are two this in here. Okay. So replace category. Everybody is correct. Can anybody hear me? Am I still audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so I'm trying to revert back to how it was because it's better to embed it that way. That's what I'm
The
trying to.
nullified bracket is not complete.
The what?
The non-if, sorry, I said nullified. There is supposed to
Okay,
be a
it's
space before
one more
the
bracket, Abby.
inside bracket. Yeah. For the non-if, no.
I'm trying to do something.
Okay. There's something I wanted to ask before I lost it on time. Okay.
What's that?
Okay. Sorry, I wanted to confirm there were tax one, tax one, tax one, tax one. Does it mean that I'll have like four cells for tax one, or just this cell that you are currently is all the answers for tax one?
Yeah, this cell is just the answer for that one. These ones were to I was trying to explain checking for duplicates. You get this is if you notice I'm counting the duplicates and returning as, let me come and show you. So number of appearances. So and grouping it by the product ID. So I wanted to see IDs that are duplicates because I wanted unique, just all true. If you notice, I also ordered by descending. So this is the highest one. So we don't have any product ID appearing more than one. This is just on the side. And this first one was you need to see your data how it looks. So it's like this.
Okay, please can I
So
see
the
number
main
three?
hmm?
I asked him if you could show, if you could go to number three. So I have issue with my number three.
What's number three saying? What's the task? Write a query to return the product ID, sales, and rating for the relevant product. This was giving you issue. This one.
Yes, yes, yes.
So what were you asked? You see what the question is asking. So you are returning the product ID, sales, and rating for the relevant product. So this is So you have a column sales. How about rating? Okay, there's one with rating. And okay. So let's check something. So you see what they said? They said you want to focus on the next most popular pets. This is the key thing, cats and dogs. So you are going to filter, you're going to use a where statement to filter animal to cat and dog. Because there are other animals here, but focus is on cats and dog. So just focus will be on, I think, yeah, where animal equal to. Where animal is equal to. What is this? Cat and dog. Okay, so let's close this.
Check whether cats and
What's more
dog
about
began with. Check whether it began with capital letter.
Yeah, it did. The problem was because of the how it was written.
And no way
Using
is column, right? Or bubble code. What?
use single quotes.
Okay. Some of you might what this thing is this thing built upon again? This data lab. What SQL engine is it? Is it Postgres or
It's Postgres.
okay? No wonder. That's why my SQL will not even stress your life. You can use anyone. Saying saying invalid input syntax for type boolean dog.
Should we do or and still do animal equal dog?
Let me check something. This is what we can let's see if I want to really understand why this is giving issue.
Everyone first.
Okay. The one we cat worked. Okay. Think
Or can we use in instead of is equal to? What is happening? I was saying, can we use in instead of the is equal to? Instead of the equal to sign.
yeah, in will work. In should work. Thank you. In will work if you are doing more than two. Like we have cat, we have dog. In should work. That's the thing I was even looking for. In should work. I would remove this
Comma.
and
It's
normal and
separated by comma.
Is it my network? Has it loaded? Can you guys see it?
Yes, it has.
No, there.
Okay. Let's return
But
animal. I want to see what particular animal it is. So we know which is animal, which is cat, which is dog. So this is just for cat and dog. And what did they even see? They said write a creative return the product sales and rating for the relevant product. Okay.
I think there is still for products that are repeated. That's part of the question. They are bought repeatedly.
Okay, yeah, the question is now done. The management team wants to focus on efforts in the next year on the most popular pets, cats and dogs, for products that are bought repeatedly. So in this, let me investigate this our table first. So repeated purchase is one. So we have 1, 0, and repeated purchase. I think 0 indicates no repeated purchase. 1 indicates repeated purchase. So we're also going to filter where repeated purchase equal to 1. So you would say where animal in this, that. Yeah. What's the name of that column again? Repeat purchase, have you? Repeat repeat purchase.
Did you put word twice?
That was a mistake. Let's be honest.
I guess
Yeah.
it should be
And
count repeated purchase, having
no,
like having the
and is all right. Mm.
No, that is alright. We don't need to count it. We don't want to bring, if you want to count it, to give you the value in counting. I just want the ones that have repeated purchase. So to do and repeat purchase equals to 1. So what this will do is just train us the ones that have repeat purchase. And this is it. If you want to be sure of what you are doing, you can just return the repeat purchase column. So you can see, although they didn't ask us to return that too, you get. Because what they only ask is rating, product, ID, um, animal. So they didn't ask for all of this, but they didn't even ask for animal. I just wanted to be sure that I'm getting only cat and dog. So if you notice, this is all 1. So these are the ones we repeat purchase. That's task 3. So just for this is not the main certification. No. This is just a preamble preparing you. This task 2 is saying return animal repeat purchase indicator and the average sales along with the minimum sales. You know how you do this. You use the keywords AVG, MIN, MAX respectively for that, and you round it, embed all of them in round, comma 0 because it's a whole numbers. So because of time, I won't do all of that, but you know how to do it. It's not hard. In fact, the only challenge you should face in task 1, and it's normal because for every task in data analysis, the challenge is cleaning. Say maybe God just help you and they gave you a clean data set. But there's some data set that will make you start thinking about your life to be so messy. So that's why task 1 is more difficult than 2 and 3. So I'm going to be drawing the curtain here. We are not supposed to actually do SQL today. You get it's supposed to be introductory Python, but it's still good. Still good because we get to get another chance to work on a project together. So SQL is fun, but it needs your patience. You need to be very you need attention to details. Because sometimes you write comma where there should not. Like imagine me writing two-way statement. That was an error. So all of these things, you just begin to observe them and avoid those mistakes. Do you get? So please sign your attendance and continue your learnings. Don't worry, if you love SQL and you understand SQL very well, Python is not Python is piece of cake for you. It's just the same. All of them are just language communicating with the computer language. So just wait. I want to.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Benedict. I want to remind you concerning the email I sent during the week.
You sent me an email.
Yeah, that the Hafiz Abi Aziz is having issues with his data count.
Okay. Yeah, Aziz. Is he on this call? Aziz, are you on the
Yes.
call?
Yeah, I think he was on the call. I don't know if it's still on the call.
Yeah, I took it up. In fact, 4 people met me. They reached out to me as per DataCamp issues. I'm sure we gave them their license back. The way we did it was, if you lost the license to DataCamp and you reached out, it shows that at least you noticed that you lost access. Definitely, I will give you back automatically. But there are some over 20 of you that we removed license for. They didn't even notice, mean that they were actively inactive. So they didn't even notice. They didn't notice that we withdrew their license. So as long as he's reached out, I've taken it up to the management and he will get his license. Just you should check back probably on Monday. So is that okay? So as long as
Mr.
you have,
Guy,
All
yeah,
right, sir.
please, before you stop sharing, please can I screenshot number theory so I can compare with mine? Thank you.
yeah, sure. That's no issue. So this is number 3. So this is the code and this is the result. Take a
But
screenshot
this
and
was what I submitted to, right? But it still marked it wrong for me. But I'll figure it out, sure.
when you're submitting, you know what I told you, that they match your output. So make sure that this is not there, because they say write a code to return 1, 2, 3. So you are going to remove purchase and animal. Did you see this?
Yeah, I can see.
So this is how they want the result to be. They don't need you to tell them to just this.
All right,
In
thank
this
you,
order,
sir.
it should be in this order. Don't write sales before product ID. Product ID, sales, rating. That's how you do it. So I think if you do that, you should be able to get that. So all right, thank you guys for your time. Just sign your attendance, and I wish I could take you guys Python, but then it's a team, it's a community, and I
Hello.
can't do this alone. Yeah.
You mentioned we'll still be having SQL class during the week or with the Python classes.
Okay, what I meant was, for some of us that's having challenge or the other taking their test, just because the certification test is majorly built upon SQL. So we the SQL teachers, we won't just disappear on you guys, because some people are still struggling. So we'll be having, I'll communicate the date, time, and when we'll be having those catch-up calls. Something like what we did today. You get,
Okay.
just to catch you guys up on issues you're having with certification, because the test is majorly SQL. You get, so we're still with you guys, and but majority from next week, your Saturday breakout sessions will be on Python. So what I mean is Python classes continue. It will continue rather, and SQL and let's say recap, and yeah, we'll still also continue. So is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
All right. That's been 2 hours already. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I see some faces that have been consistent for almost 10 weeks now. You guys uh, are the new MVP. So I wish you the best. For those of you that follow me on LinkedIn, just be on the lookout. Tomorrow I'm dropping a banger. On Monday, rather. So see you guys. Make sure you sign your attendance. Take care. Bye.
Hello, sir. I think Joanne has a question. Hello, sir.
Good evening. Asked like the videos from the
was
lectures, will they
almost
be
pressing the
uploaded on
end call
YouTube
button,
within
but
the
I hit
week
it.
or not?
You said,
Hello, can you hear me? Good
all
evening. I
right, go
wanted
ahead,
to ask
John.
if the videos from the lectures, if they will be updated on YouTube within the week or not.
They do that, like, next Saturday. You should get the video from YouTube before Tuesday. It's always a bit. Just be on the lookout. Always check your mail or check the YouTube
Okay,
channel.
thank you.
Sometimes they forget to send a mail to the students. Just follow AI community account YouTube and be on the lookout. Always check the first YouTube page for video. The names will be there. You see it. Breakout session for social dates. You just navigate to the one you want to catch up on. Select. Right. I guess that'll be all. Thank you, Benedict. Special shout out to you. You've been very competent. The decision to make you the for this was not a mistake. Thank you for always showing up. I saw a message on Discord reminding them after the lesson. That's very good. Thank you so much. You guys should give me a round of applause. Benedict, thank you. And take care, guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.